But you refer for a gearbox? Okay. Usually you don't need at all any kind of adaptation in torque and speed. So if you have enough torque, you use simply reduction and differential is you need for, for an electric vehicle. And if you imagine a lot of cars, light cars and moped use an in-wheel engine, so you have no gears at all. So it's possible. Simply, I saw some gearbox simplified with a reduced number of gears, also used in some more adaptation, maybe on also motorcycle application for off-road trial. They use a little sized electric engine with the use of 3-4 gears, so you can change and increase the torque of this electric engine at lower speed to increase the performance in off-road. And this is possible also on fast vehicles if you use downsized engines. So you can use faster revolution engines and make adaptation with gears. Obviously, you introduce some more losses for
Yes,
energy
of course. That's why
because every couple of gears also make friction.
because of the
Mm.
torque, because on an electric vehicle
But
you
this is
have a lot of torque. So if I put the first gear, it will be impossible to change it. After 1-2 seconds, I need to change again and again and again.
Yes, this is possible if you have a very fast acceleration. But anyway, you can also consider the benefit if you have the need for a big weight for the engine. The limit for electric motors is always in their architecture, because imagine this is a magnetic field rotating, so the efficiency is also linked to the maximum diameter for the rotor.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so magnetic field are also linked to the use of magnetic material, which is ferrite and anyway heavy metal, and copper for wiring for all the coils, the electric coils. So it's a kind of heavy heavy kind of engines if you want really a great torque. So this is not a great problem if you have a heavy and mighty car, because the weight of batteries and the total of the vehicle is in the range. If you want to make a comparison with a big petrol engine, more or less the unit between the engine and gearbox for a 500 horsepower, maybe anyway higher than the corresponding electric engine. Okay, so you can have an advantage for this. But if you want to realize a very light unit for maybe an off-road vehicle, or maybe also another kind of a very light vehicle, you can also fit an advantage using a reduced dimension engine, but the reducing size and weight engine, electric engine, also need an epicycloid or more gears for reduce the speed and increase the torque to the wheel. If you remember, gears are only used for increase the torque delivery. reducing the speed of the
Yes.
wheels. Okay, so you can always find your best choice depending from the use of for my opinion, if you want to use an in-wheel engine, this is preferable to have a reduced side engine with an epicycloid reduction in the hub. So you can have a reduced weight for the wheel unit, a better suspension working, and all the management is preferable for this, because the limit for dimension is the wheel, and the weight of, you remember our discussion about suspensions, so the unsprung weight is a great
Yes.
problem. Okay, so if you want a lightweight wheel, you also need to produce a lightweight engine. This is possible, but adding a gear reduction. So this is the reason you can find both a direct coupling between the electric engine and the final drive, or you can have also a management by means of gear meshes, one or more if you want several ranges of speed.
Okay, so this is something that it's electronically controlled, not with a lever or with like a sequential gearbox. It's all automatic.
Some sample, not even. I also have samples for manually
Okay,
gearing.
and
You can also select the shift on off-road application. This is preferable.
yes, on off-road I can understand it, but on a city car or even on a sport electric car that has a lot of power and a lot of torque, why I need gears just to lose time on every time I need to change, or just for feeling?
No, this is not a good
Of
idea
course.
to.
Okay.
No.
Okay, that's the point.
If
Okay.
you can reduce anyway the transmission components, they are only deputed to adapt in terms of power losses and energetic losses.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, you are all present. We can start with our class today. If you remember, we had a limited time for vehicle engineering. So our discussion today is centered on ergonomics. So we can introduce also this kind of architectural problem in your design. I mean, the most part of you is skilled yet in this argument, or also using in their design. But general overview, anyway, we can afford for focusing the another presentation now. Pardon me. So, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So we start from the definition of ergonomics. This is more or less an unusual definition of ergonomics, but anyway, this is a standardized definition from the International Ergonomics Association, as you can see. So the ergonomics is so defined as human factors So is the scientific discipline concerned with understanding of the interaction among human and other elements of a system. So is a human interface with the environment, other people, and more a workplace, or maybe also a keyboard or other things, and the profession that applies theory, principles, data, and methods to design in order to optimize human well-being and overall system performance. So this is a condensed definition, a lot of words, but speaking in scientific terms, this is simply the use of all the disciplines in biometrics, medicine, psychology, and all the other needed easy communication and use between a human being and a machine or the world all around. Ergonomics. Historically, this was not a charity intent, but was the meaning of the best use of workers at the beginning of industrial revolutions. Wished to have the more profitable work from the same hours of work, and also have no sick workers, so they lost the skilled workers and a lot of money for organizing new people to make the same function, and this is the starting. So the maximum production with the same people because they are well organized. So this is the origin of the application of ergonomics. This is simply for making more money from the same expense, if you want. But the other application was more or less in the same idea for the vehicle application of the ergonomics. Again, we have not a noble birth of this, but simply for make a winning war, you need the more complicated weapons to be used easily and also safely, because you need a lot of maybe controls of aircraft to have a large number of pilots with a few days of training. So changing the three normal pedal you find in the same position, so you know on the top left you have the if present, the center is brake, and on the right you have your, if you have samples of changing a car, the greater issues are always linked to the light switch or the wipers
Sorry,
control.
we have troubles to hear you.
Pardon?
And we can't understand well because it's maybe you have some problems with the internet.
No, I think it's your problem.
This is all of you have problem.
Maybe it's your internet because we are all, we maybe have all the same problem.
Can lower. Is my internet not working?
No, we can hear nothing.
The other are in the same condition now?
Sometimes.
In this moment, I heard a lot of resonance in your speaking. So maybe this is depending from the single connection now. I hope some of the discussion is and anyway I will share the if I speak slowly is better. Please let me know.
Sometimes you yes, it's break and we can't hear anything. It's not the problem of the speed.
Okay. So try to mute yourself. So maybe if some overposition is better. If necessary, when you have question or if you can give me a feedback if you hear me or you cannot understand my speaking, you can unmute yourself.
No, nothing.
It's really lagging.